Check, 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 check. You good? Good, 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 good. Good morning. Happy holidays. That's my best impression, and it stops there. So, I hope you enjoyed it. We don't have a very long, but we do have a very interesting chat this morning. And you know, the rumor. I last month I put in rumor roundup, truth or tall tale. We didn't have anything until about 2 minutes before I headed to the auditorium. And then there was a question about Joe's not doing any more chats for the year. No, that's not true. I'm doing this chat. What we do is during the holidays, since Thanksgiving is the fourth week, and we do our coffee with on the fourth week in November and fourth week of December, we don't do a coffee with. So coffee with will join us back in January of 2025 on the fourth Wednesday. So, and I'm going to keep my chat on the third Wednesday for now. I don't have any other time to do it. It's the best time to do it. So, welcome. For questions, you can send questions, jkvlive.johnknox.com, calls 386-456-1558, and text messages 386-507-4236. You all have those numbers memorized, yes? Either do I. Val. Now, we want to talk about this because one of the things we're chat about is we have 80 move-ins this year. 81 new residents have moved in. That doesn't include 2 people. That's units that have moved in, 81 new units. So there's more people. So if you're new, you're watching us for the very first time, or if you've been here for a number of years, we want to make sure you understand what the Village Alert Line is. That is when we send out notifications about Joe's going to do a chat in January, or there's a busted water line, or there's an active shooter on campus. There's a lot of things we use that line for. So when you see that, and unfortunately it comes up as 386-775-3840, and you think it might be somebody, but it might be the Village Alert Line. At least if you have an opportunity, pick it up. Because what we can do is we also have the ability to isolate that, where if something is happening in front of your unit and we think you're there, we may call your phone number and send you an alert and let you know, hey, don't go outside. This is just to alert you, please don't go outside. We can send it to one person, we can send it to everybody. When we send it to everybody, it takes a little bit of time to work through, but that's what we used when we also had an unidentified visitor. Now, we've learned a lot of lessons from the number of issues that we have, the Boyle order. We learned a lesson from that, the unidentified visitor. We have made some changes internally to our policies on how we want to do things. And as we move forward, we'll roll more of those out because we're modifying that policy now to make sure that it makes sense. So while you may have a question as to, Joe, what was your lessons learned? We have a ton of lessons learned. We're now rolling those into the policies that we have to make sure that everybody is aware of that. Just kind of get ahead of that. So the Village Alert Line, please don't opt out. If you're new, make sure we have your right number. Make sure if it's your cell phone, I would personally put my cell phone because that I carry on me most of the time. So even if I wouldn't be in the village, I get that alert. Excuse me. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. As we gather to celebrate Thanksgiving, we want to express our heartfelt gratitude to the joy and wisdom you bring to our community. Your stories, experience, and kindness enrich our lives every day. Wishing you a warm and happy Thanksgiving filled with peace and cherished moments. Warm sincerity, the employees of JKV. I know it's important for them because I know we're coming upon the Employee Appreciation Program, and I cannot tell you how the Employee Appreciation Program enhances the lives of our employees. It is just absolutely amazing. Every day, every year, I hear another story about that gift that that person gives that is going to make their Christmas, because now they can do some extra things for their grandkids or do some things for their kids, or they can get that item for their home that they've been wanting and they've been saving for because of that gift. Your generosity and your kindness spreads well beyond what you can imagine it has and the impact that it has on our employees, but it does have a tremendous impact. Please. And on behalf of the staff, we want to express our heartfelt gratitude for your generous contributions to the Employee Appreciation Fund. Your kindness and support mean the world and inspire us to provide the best care and service every day. Thank you for making this community such a wonderful place to work. With sincere appreciation, JKV employees. So, thank you. I know they are definitely looking forward to it. Occupancy. Now, a year ago, it was a completely different story, right? If you were here, you're like, oh, Joe, what's going on? All right. Now, you're going to say, Joe, the numbers have changed. You're changing numbers a little bit. You'll notice that the total number when we were at 542, that number's changed to 524 because we've taken some units out of service due to we were having some that were renovated from Hurricane Ian, and now we have some that were affected by water from Milton. How could I forget Milton? And with that, what happens is our occupancy has dramatically increased. We're at 479 out of 524, so we're at 91.4. The rest is the breakdown of how we get to 91.4. 278 out of 290, which is, if you give me the benefit, we'll call it 96. We have 60 out of 92 apartments, and you're going to say, Joe, you changed that number too. Remember, we've talked over the last couple of months about how we were going to combine some apartments to make bigger units, because the desire was to have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. That's what we did. And we have a number of apartments we're doing that to, and so the total number of apartments that we have available now is 92 and not 100. For villas, that is Holly Branch and Silverstones, that is 73 out of 74, and Valencia Landing is 68 out of 68 for 100% occupancy. Now we're going to go to the right side. We also look at what's occupied and sold. That tells us what we have in inventory that we have an opportunity to sell to somebody. So we're at 490 out of 524. So that's 93.5% occupied. We have 7 additional deposits. I didn't count the deposit that we got yesterday, but we did get another deposit yesterday, so that's 285 out of 290. It's 98.3. And then 64 out of 92 is what we have sold for apartments, and you'll see that number start creeping up, because we have discussed having an open house for you to come look at apartments. Everybody says, "Hey, Joe, I don't want to go to an apartment. I'm going to." Yeah, wait until you see them. They're good-looking apartments. I wish I could put my deposit down. So the villas are 74 out of 74, and of course, Valencia Landing is 68 out of 68. In January, you'll see these numbers change again. I'm going to put all the villas together. So Holly Branch, the Silverstones, and Valencia Landing will all get together. I shared that once we fill Valencia Landing, then we will combine it with the rest of the villas. So we will have cottages, apartments, and villas, and that's what you'll see. The occupancy and assisted living is 47 out of 49 for 96. Don't let that number fool you. They have move-ins, and there is no room at the end. If you thought you were going to go to assisted living, time's up. They have started a waiting list on both 1-bedroom units and studios. So that's 96, but there's no room right now. So if you think in the near future you might need assisted living, we're going to ask you to think about that. Contact Who? Contact Amanda Logan. Amanda Logan. She can help you with that. Amanda Logan. She's the wellness liaison, and she can help stage that move. Amanda Delgado is the administrator, and there's a lot more going on than just that, because you might need some assistance before you go to assisted living, and Amanda can hook you up with home health. Okay? And Majestic Oaks is 127 out of 135 for 94.1. Administration. This was something that I had come to me downloading apps. When we were coming into the storm, I talked about an app called windy.com, and somebody went on their phone, they got that Windy app, they downloaded it, but it was windy.app. Your phone does that to you. My phone does it too. If you put in and search for a particular app, what it'll do is it'll pull another app in front of that, and if you just hit that one, it'll download the wrong one. We want you windy.com. What they did is they weren't paying as close attention as they said they should have been, and it was windy.app. They downloaded it, and then they ended up getting charged $140 for the app. Now, the app is free. I wouldn't sell you the app because I told you that if you go to windy.com, if you want the premium service for the first year, it was like $18.99. Now, that's the whole idea of what Google thinks, and sometimes the App Store thinks. They're going to give you what they want to give you, so you have to look specifically at what's going on. So it's windy.com, not windy.app. Resident Directory will be ready in January. That gets updated and reposted to the portal every month. But if you want a written copy, we will have that available. We do a couple of updates throughout the year. So if you want a written copy of that, you'll need to see Tina for that. Going from there, shredding accommodations. If you didn't know, we have by administration, there's the information desk that sits next to the beauty shop across from the gift shop. There is a bin in there, and it's probably just about a 3 or 4 inch slot, if it's even that long, for you to take papers you no longer want to toss, but you want to get shredded, to throw them in there. And what we do is we contract with a shredding company to come in and shred all that. It doesn't go anywhere. We don't touch it. We don't have anything to do with it. So if you have papers, financial information that is old, and you want to get rid of it and you just don't want to throw it away, we strongly recommend that you go ahead and you can throw it in there. They come about every 2 weeks to pick that up. So please make sure that you put it in that bin. Visitors badges. We're coming into the season where we're going to have a lot of visitors on campus. This is another one thing that we are going to be modifying. And I'm going to share this because we have a badge that sticks to your shirt, and within an hour, it's off, it's lost, you have no idea where it's gone. What we're going to do is we're going to start purchasing the clear name badge tag, the holders. What we plan on doing right now is giving 2 to each unit. So each household will get 2 name badges. We also give you a special colored lanyard. So, and right now, I'm not going to tell you what color that's going to be because we haven't decided on the final color. But if you have a guest, we're going to ask them to wear the name badge. We're going to ask them to wear the lanyard, and we will, as you will, be able to tell from a distance of whether that person should even be on campus or should not be on campus. We have many visitors on campus. And you should feel comfortable knowing that if somebody isn't, we know, and you should be able to tell at a distance. If you don't recognize that person, please reach out. Now, you're going to say, Joe, sometimes I have more than 2 visitors. Well, now that's on you, and we'll make extra badges available in the scoop for you. They're going to be next to dirt cheap. So, we figure that we have to easily buy 1,000 plus. But what we're going to do is we're going to have one color for our visitors. We'll have another color for our vendors or our contractors. So you can tell who is who by the color of their lanyard. Fair enough? That was one of the things that we learned, one of the practices that we'll do moving forward. And we'll make the adjustment at the guardhouse to be able to print that stuff out. Please be patient. We're just investigating the equipment and the cost for equipment to make that change. But that is one of the things. But additionally, your vehicle passes should be clearly visible at all times for security personnel. Should have it typically in the front left portion of your window, and we recommend placing it in the left corner. Cell phone text scam. Some residents have reported receiving text messages. We've talked about this, right? You get a text message saying that you owe for an antivirus subscription that is expired and it will be renewed for $774.99. The ones I received are, try to term it as Best Buy. I know it's not from Best Buy, but Best Buy, your subscription, your antivirus subscription is expired and it's going to charge you $356. I'm just going to tell you, if you're paying $356 for antivirus protection, you're paying way too much. There's some other really good ones out there. I would recommend that you have some kind of protection. Normally, Microsoft Defender is pretty good. I've done that research, and most of the time that's good. But if you, the person that needs to feel comfortable, please investigate that. And I've never seen a subscription for an antivirus for $774.99. Please exercise caution. Now, we're going to get more into scams a little bit later, but please, 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 can't tell you enough. Be careful the buttons you hit and be careful what you do. It's going to ramp up. We're now in the holidays. Administration and reception, we're going to take a couple of days off. Just want to let you know we're going to take a couple of days off. We're going to take the 28th and 29th off, so there'll be nobody in administration, and I don't believe there'll be anybody in accounting either. A number of departments are going to take Thursday and Friday off for the Thanksgiving holiday. Speeding in the village. Just because the little speedometer, the speed detector is gone, that doesn't mean that you can get a heavy foot again. It's been reported on many occasions of people speeding through the village. We have a lot of people that walk. And I can tell you that because when I come in the morning, most of the time I see them walking along. Please, speed limit is 15 miles an hour. And people walking, crossing in the crosswalks, they have the right of way. So if somebody's in the crosswalk, please. The other thing, and I know this is might hit some people's nerves, don't take your half out of the middle when you drive. It happens. I have to pull all the way. I know a number of people, they're just driving, I don't know if they're thinking about something or whatever, and they're driving right down the middle and they're coming right for you. I know that it happens. We drive on the right-hand side, so please stay on the right-hand side. Resident expertise survey. We have a resident expertise survey that we have put together. We want to get your skill set, and we want to use your skill set and what you've learned through life to help us. So there's a new survey coming out. It'll be posted later today. It'll go to the portal. If you want a written copy or you want a paper copy and you want to fill it out, we will put it at the reception. And so you're going to see who, right? Tina. And Tina will be able to provide you with a copy of that. That will be posted out later today. Don't, after this meeting, run to Tina and get it because she doesn't have it quite yet. But that's an expertise survey. There's a lot of questions. There's some really good questions on there. We want to know about your expertise, but you can't remain anonymous in this particular case. You can't say, I'm not going to put my name or my address and then fill it out, because we won't know who to contact if you're an expertise in water mitigation. Okay? And the resident satisfaction survey, that is out. We want to remind you, it is due November 27th. We gave a couple of extra days. If you are somebody that the computer scares you to death, you'd like to do it electronically, but the computer scares you to death, let us know, and we can hook you up with somebody, can help you walk you through the survey. Why do we encourage you to use it electronically? We get to use technology to take advantage of this. As soon as you complete your survey, it goes into a spreadsheet for us, and we're able to calculate it quickly. The only thing we have to do after that is look at comments that you've made, and we type out the comments. If you do a paper survey, we have to have somebody go back and go ahead and fill in every one of your answers. Last year, that was over 6,000 responses. We had to have somebody go back in and manually rekey. I'm not saying you can't fill it out through paper. I'm just encouraging you. And so please, just take the time, effort, energy, reach out to somebody, and we'll be happy to help you. I am way behind schedule, so I'm going to kick it up a little bit. Year-to-date sales, this was at the end. It is 73. We have Mary, who is our outside marketer. She is helped assist in assisted living at Majestic Oaks to get admission. So we have had 5 admissions to Majestic Oaks. That's why their occupancy is bumped up nicely also. The Fall Festival. Did you know we had 588 people at the Fall Festival? 142 visitors or 142 new guests? Those are pretty good numbers. We had 81 resident move-ins, and we have started seeing, Shannon and Tammy have adjusted our website for responses for people who have an interest in coming to John Knox or visiting. We're seeing about 50% of the people using the chat to schedule a tour. They can automatically go in and say, hey, Joe Trainer would like a tour. I can go ahead and pick a date for a tour because it gives me an opportunity to schedule that without even talking to somebody. Pretty neat, and we're getting a pretty good response to that. Human resources, this is just a 2-year comparison of last year at this time to this year. Number of employees, 555. This year, 603. Employee turnover last year, 24.61. It's at 20. Employee retention, 78.48. This year, it's almost 81. Workers' comp claims are both 9. And number of hotline complaints last year for this period were 3. And this year now are 0. Pretty good numbers. That kind of gives you the breakdown. I'm not going to go through all this, but it gives you an opportunity to look at 602 employees, 355, and 247 part-time, and that's the breakdown. You'll notice Majestic Oaks has got the lion's share of 255 employees, but that is the breakdown through the rest of the village. Dining services is next at 118. We want to report the Employee Educational Scholarship. We had a number of people. I'm going to guess. I'm trying to remember. I thought the number was 9. It might have been 12. But I know it's at least 9 people submitted an application. They were due November 15th. Now goes to the committee, and the committee will go ahead and handle that and vote on that as soon as we get that information. I'm going to guess sometime in December, we will share that information with you. We're doing an employee satisfaction survey that goes through November 4th through November 24th, and open enrollment. Historically, a lot of organizations our size had previously started using technology and doing all open enrollment online. We haven't had really good feedback of doing it online. So if you were here on Friday, you noticed that we had a number of people in the Barker Center, and we had presenters going through all the different items and all the different services that we offer our employees. But that is from November 15th through December 1st. Clinical services, this is a repeat reminder. Just a couple of things. If you're not feeling well, stay home, right? Stay home. And if you're not feeling well for more than just a little while, call for a medical response. pretty easy. We're coming into coming into the season where it gets sick. I took a trip to Nashville, and of course I got on a plane, got off the plane, 2 days later, I was sick. That happens. I didn't have COVID, but I was sick. And that's why I don't really like to fly, but that's just me. So if you're not feeling well, please stay home. Don't wait a few hours trying to feel better. If you've got a cough, you've got a cold, please reach out to somebody and let us know. And for Oak Park Clinic, if you have a new insurance card or Medicare card, please inform clinic staff. If you have supplemental or insurance policy that covers copayments, make sure that you give us a copy of that item also. November, if you didn't know, November is National Care for Home Care at Home Month. I'll phrase it a different way, home health care. Celebrates family caregivers, palliative care, hospice, home health, and private duty caregivers nationwide. It is this week. So if you see somebody in home health, just tell them, hey, have a great week. There's some vaccinations that we have had so far this year. COVID is 325, flu 396, staph flu is 68, pneumonia 48. Even though we don't have any other clinics scheduled for the remainder of this year, if you would like one, call Nicole Vega. You're not going to get Nicole Vega at 2200. You'll get Amanda Vasquez. It should be call Nicole at 1022 and Stacy Table at 2209. You can reach them. If you even call 2200, you'll get Amanda Vasquez. She's the DON, and she'll still be able to help you. And she'll get you to Stacy Table. Or just call 2209 and Stacy Table will help you if you're interested in getting a vaccine. Oak Park. These are just some kind of fun stuff. They were able to help 28 residents right now find the right Medicare Part D plan. They guide you through finding the right plan for the process. I went to visit my parents. First thing they asked me when I got there is, can you help us? So, and it doesn't take very long. You just have to have the list of your medications and some other information, and you're good to go. November is Diabetes Month. Reminder that Oak Park carries a wide range of supplies, and you're always free. Mitch, Miriam, are pretty smart when it comes to a number of medications. Feel free to ask them about that. Now, they threw this in there because this is a favorite of mine. Prepare for the winter season. I know that I'm going to get sick. Normally it's October, which I went to the convention, got sick. The other one is February. So I buy my supplies now, so when I'm sick and I don't feel like running out to get something, I have them available. Just planning. So you can order your cough medicine, your immune boosters, your hand sanitizers. You can order all that from Oak Park. They'll be happy to help you with that. This is the same thing, travel. I did have a little bit of medication in my bag, so when I got off the plane and I wasn't feeling well, I was able to get at least something in. And then cholesterol management support. Are you managing your cholesterol? They can help you, and they can discuss a variety of options and can assist you with what you might need. Support opportunities, you have seen this numerous times, yes? So I didn't put the times anymore because I'm going to make you look. The reason being is we're going to kind of shake this up a little bit. We're still going to have these support groups, but we may be relocating some things. And before you start on me about Tina and Tina moving, yes, I know, I've gotten the message loud and clear about Tina moving. When we locate down to Oak Park, we know we need to have some type of presence in the Commons building for you. We know that. Everybody, I think, has told me that personally. So, what did I do? A couple chats ago, I told Tina she had to figure out a way to replace herself. I know. I thought it was pretty good, too. So we're coming up with an AI Tina. We'll see what we work out, but There's a lot of things in the mix. We know that she gives a lot of information. A lot of you like to stop by, like to chat. We know that. We're working on that, and we'll try to do the best that we can. But we are going to be moving, and that there are some things that are going to change up as a result. Perhaps some locations, not necessarily the times, but some locations of where we hold some of these support groups. That will be after the first of the year, and we will announce that well in advance. But these are the groups, the support groups that Amanda Logan has been able to get started and keep strong. Educational program, I've been asked to talk about this. 12/9, that is December 9th at 3 p.m. How to be fit when you sit. Sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? But apparently, you can definitely get fit while you sit. They have all kinds of programs for chair yoga. Just type in chair yoga and see how many hits you get. And there are some people that really, quite honestly, swear about it. They can't run, they don't walk very fast, but they do chair yoga. So this is an opportunity. I'm coming to this one, so I'd like to see you there. Timeout Tuesdays. Timeout Tuesdays is for caregivers, for people that if they're caring for their spouse and they just need a little bit of time away. It's from 1 to 3 on Tuesdays. It's structured. They give a box lunch, and they're looking at potentially a nominal fee. If you're interested, contact Amanda Logan. Campus services, there's a lot here as we get into holidays. And because there's a lot here, now you know why we won't be doing a coffee with. The Bacon Jam Fest, I'm busy on the 9th. I have the chair fit at 3, and at 4:30, I have the Bacon Jam Fest. So the 9th, don't schedule an appointment with me in the afternoon. The evening, a celebration dinner on the 10th, the chef's cook-off, Hanukkah dinner. Here's a little fun. I'm going to pause that. I was doing a little research on Hanukkah because I wanted to make sure that I wish all our friends and our neighbors a happy Hanukkah. And what does it pop up? A year without Hanukkah. Anybody hear this? Yeah, a year without Hanukkah. None of us will see it, but the year 3031 will be the year without Hanukkah. The year 3032 will have 2 Hanukkahs. Hey, trivia. Go stump your friends with it. Remember, you heard it here first. And of course, there's the New Year's Eve bash. There's for those that are early at 4 o'clock and those that are late, 7. Turkey trot. Join us November 27th. You don't have to trot. You can walk. The holiday door decorating judging is December 2nd. Ugly Sweater Day is the 13th. And then the Employee Christmas Parade is December 20th. And if you didn't know, what they do is they have a path throughout the entire village, and they go through, and you get to see all the fun stuff of all the employees acting silly. Free. There's a bunch of free entertainment here. Again, I can't stress this enough. We're able to do these things because you attend them. We're able to get people to come to the auditorium to entertain you because you show up. If we have them come and there's only a handful of people that come out, they're not going to want to come. We have, 479 units. We have over 825 residents on campus. 825. I'm not asking for all 825 to be in here. I'm just asking for a couple hundred. So please, if you get a chance to attend these free entertainments, please do. I know the entertainers definitely appreciate it. And Candace and her team work very, very hard to put this stuff together. Dining. Oak Tree Grill. Right now, it's not in stone, but I'm pretty firm. It's not in stone. The grill will be closed off December 2nd through the 5th. That's the 2nd through the 5th. We're going to go in there, we're going to replace tables and chairs, and we're going to paint. We're going to give the grill a facelift. You don't see it on here because we hadn't put it in stone, but I'm pretty sure December 2nd through the 5th, we will make adjustments with meals. We'll open Cranes for breakfast. We'll make all those different changes. In the Cranes, we're working on then, after we get that done, we will work on the Cranes dining room. We'll be doing kind of the very same thing. We'll be replacing tables and chairs, giving it a paint job, replacing flooring. There's a number of things we'll be doing. That project, unfortunately, that project is currently suffering from what we refer to as project creep. As soon as we decide we want to do the dining room, then we have to, well, let's include this, let's include this, let's include this. So we're trying to gauge that. So when I say plan for early 2025, don't say it's going to start January or February. We're planning it to start sometime in the first quarter. There's still a lot of things that need to be done. Christmas brunch at JJ's. What does Christmas brunch and JJ's have in common with Thanksgiving? They're the same times in both venues. So Thanksgiving brunch and then Thanksgiving dinner at the Cranes is the same as it is for Christmas. The seating's 10:30, 12:30, and 2:30 for brunch at JJ's, and dinner at the Cranes is 11:30, 1:30, and 3:30. So even, odd. Renovations at Majestic Oaks. 200 Hall at Majestic Oaks has been renovated. In fact, it is all done, and they've moved residents into 200 Hall, and they've started on 100 Hall. They're planning holiday parties for residents and staff. They continue preparations for an unannounced ACA survey. They also, sometime after the first of the year, will have a JACO survey, and that's a joint commission. And Majestic Oaks continues with high census, and everybody's working very hard. If you would want a tour of the new area at Majestic Oaks, please call Lucia at 2011. Oakview Suites. When visiting Oakview Suites, please sign in. When you go visit Majestic Oaks, they're going to make you sign in. We don't always, if you go to Oakview Suites and you go visit residents, we're going to ask you to sign in there because we want to know who's visiting and we want to make sure that we get every visitor. It's very, very easy. Just come sometime during the day and either Jackie or Amanda Delgado can help you and show you how to sign in. It's at the front desk. We're looking at moving that a little bit to make it a little bit more obvious so you don't have to walk around a corner. But as we make that change, we will let you know. Oakview Suites, as I already mentioned to you, is sold out. They're now started, they're taking people for a waiting list for studios and one bedrooms. If you'd like a tour of Oakview Suites, call Amanda Delgado. If you want to know more about what kind of services, as we talked about earlier, are in assisted living, and you're thinking about it, please call Amanda Logan because we'll kind of evaluate whether you might need some home health, and Amanda's the most appropriate person for that. Maintenance buildings, they've got 2 done, and they're waiting for the 3rd. A contractor took a trip, and he's supposed to come back soon. Hallways, the apartment hallways, the stairwells have been painted. If you haven't been in a stairwell hallway or stairwells for the apartment buildings, they've been painted. We're waiting for flooring. And I'm going to say that's probably a couple of weeks out, maybe right after Thanksgiving. I don't believe they're going to get it all done next week. But the apartment hallways, we got the colors from the residents. We've selected the colors. We've selected design. We didn't like the flooring. So now we've reached out to a new contractor to come up with some different flooring options, something that will look a little bit better. So that's currently where we're at with that apartment. Now, the remainder of this is all IT. This talks all about scams. Fake websites that are too good to be true, guess what? They're too good to be true. They're professional looking, but there will be one little thing that makes them different. And verify URL, which that is Uniform Resource Locator. That is your individual address. So whatever device you have has a URL, and they can tell what your device is. So whether you're on a laptop, you're on a computer, you're on a phone, they can tell. So whatever you may do, I know there are a number of people, my daughter is one, she likes to do everything on her phone. And one time her thumb slipped and hit the wrong thing, and fortunately she caught it, but it does happen. The fake shipping notification scams, we talked about this. They send you a package and it looks like it's official from maybe UPS or FedEx or even Amazon. And you open it and you've won something. You just have to scan that individual QR code. So you pull out your phone, and once you scan that code, they now have access to your phone. So whatever you've done on your phone, they have access to. So if you have like a banking app or a credit card app or something like that, they now have access to that. If you're going to do something, don't ever click on a link in an email or a text message. How many times have you got it? Netflix, hey, your Netflix account is past due, you need to pay it. Log in here. Your Amazon account needs attention. Log in here. They're counting on you clicking on that email versus going all the way to the website on your own. And then gift card scams. Scammers will ask you for gift cards for payment. They may pose as family members. Like I said, I just came back from a visit with my parents, and somebody tried that trick again where a grandchild, Grandma, how are you? I'm being detained by the police, and I need money to be able to get out of jail. Of course, my mom's been wise to it now for over a year, and she just responded, hey, guess what? You're going to stay in jail. I know she has a sense of humor. But they do that. They won't ever give their name, and they wait for you to say, hey, is this Joe? Yeah, it's Joe. So please, please, please. They'd stop it if they weren't successful. But occasionally, they don't need to be successful very often, just every once in a while. And then the other day, I also heard about this, that they have a new AI bot in the United Kingdom. I want to say her name is Janie or something like that. The name's not important, but it's an AI bot. What it does is it keeps scammers on the phone and wears them out. And it is an older adult female that acts absent-minded but keeps the callers on the phone so the police can identify them. And just takes time, and apparently it's caused such a frustration. Now the scammers are going to find a way to get around it once they're getting delayed like that, but they have come up with an ingenious way of dealing with that. So there's another way in which to deal with that. And never, ever, ever, never, ever pay with a gift card or pay with Bitcoin. I don't care what the value is. Fake charities. Everybody get enough of the fake charities with the hurricanes? People calling you in regards to helping people in North Carolina. They're going to sound legitimate. Please make sure that you look them up. You can go to Charity Navigator or GuideStar to verify they are indeed a charity. Secret Santa or gift exchange social media scams. They're promoted. The privacy risk. There's a huge financial loss. The exchanges should be true. True exchanges should be with trusted friends and family members. Fake travel deals. Everybody gets travel deals. You click on them. Hey, I am going to go on a cruise for $99. Yeah, doesn't happen that way. Fake greeting cards. Always use verified URLs, contact numbers, and emails before purchasing or donating. Avoid using any transaction, even if it seems urgent. If you're unsure about an email, message, phone call, seek immediate assistance from a trusted family member, or You could take my theory, delete it. If they really wanted to talk to me, they'd pick up the phone and call me. Again, this stuff, I decided to put this back in here for the particular reason that October was Cyber Awareness Month. These things are still true. If you missed it, I'm not going to go through it, but I'll go through the slides slowly for you. There are things that you want to make sure that you do. Use strong passwords, make them unique, use a password manager. I have access to 301 different accounts that I use a username and a password for. And I'm supposed to make them all unique, and I'm supposed to remember them. Doesn't happen that way. I don't. So please make sure, don't use the same password. I do have to use a password manager because there's just no way I'll remember all that stuff. MFA, multi-factor authentication. This has become extremely popular. Almost everybody is using this. If you log on to your credit card, you log on to your bank, you log on to almost anything that has to do with financial. If you log on to your Amazon account from a new computer, they will ask for it. If you log on to your Microsoft account from a new computer, they'll ask for it. So the technology is out there. Please make sure you use it. This is all about the scams. A lot of this stuff we just talked about before. I'm not going to rehash all the scams that we've had over the last year. Excuse me. But there have been many. And what I refer to as the most important, keep your software updated. Keep your software updated. If you log onto your computer, first thing you do before you do anything is please make sure you check and make sure your software and your security are all updated. Fair enough? All right. I got through that rather quickly. I only had one question. What was the number of residents that were under the age of 70? The number of residents on campus that are under the age of 70. I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to make you guess. Who wants to guess? 10? I hear 10.
We play high-low.
No. All right. It's higher than 10. Just spit out a number. 16. High. Higher. 21. Higher. 20. Higher. Lower. Lower.
36.
Who said it? You cheated.
Right?
36. We have 36 residents that are under the age of 70 on campus. 36. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good number. That was the question, and thank you for participating. Questions that you might have for me? All the better. Okay.
This isn't a question, but the crosswalks, we're all old and our vision is dimming,
Uh-huh.
and the crosswalks are gray because of dirt.
Uh-huh. All right. I can tell you, the city of Sanford just did this. I thought it was kind of cool. You know how you go through the crosswalk and then you have that white line every, 4 feet or something like that? In between there, what they did is they painted it lime green. Now, maybe not lime green, but there's another idea. What we might do is on some of our crosswalks to make them is while we have it outlined, we paint the other part a different color, a brighter color, so it's easier to see. I agree. Yes, ma'am.
You might mention that stop signs are there for a purpose.
One more time.
Stop signs are put there for a purpose.
Yeah, she's right. Those are red and octagon, have stop Stop is red for a reason. It's not a yield sign or a pause. I'm going to keep going, or I'm just going to tap the brakes. Please do stop. I can tell you there are a couple of times, I'm at fault here. I was walking along the sidewalk, and somebody who was driving a car, and it was an electric car, came up on the left side of me. I didn't know they were there. Silly me, I didn't hear them, and I almost walked in front of the car. Now that would have been on me, that wouldn't have been on the driver. So I sheepishly kind of stepped back on the sidewalk and waved them through. But stop signs, please, always look. That's the lesson I learned. Always look. And at stop signs, stop. It's not optional. It's mandatory. Thank you for that reminder. And pedestrians, again, pedestrians have the right of way. We ask you to stay on the right side of the road. Don't take your half out of the middle, and slow down. We're going to have a number of people during the holidays on campus. You're going to be in a hurry. You're going to be focusing as I've got to get down to that darn pharmacy before it closes. Don't do it. Take your time. Pharmacy will stay open for you if they need to. If you knock on the door, Mitch will open the door for you to make sure you get taken care of. Everybody will. So please, drive safely. Let's not have any accidents. Let's not have any accidents. All said?
I got one more scam for you.
Okay.
All right, so if you travel toll roads or expressways, watch out for text messages from SunPass. Do not click on the link. Go directly to your SunPass account or your ePass account, because it is a scam that started about last March or April, trying to trick people, and it'll say that your account is overdrawn or under funds. Refill your funds now by clicking the link. Don't do it. Go directly to your account online.
Well, and then I'll make this the last one.
And they will hit you on the day that you travel on that express road.
Here's another one, is there are people out there scamming you that will cut in front of you, and I've even seen this, that will cut in front of you and automatically stop. You stop. You stop in time and don't hit them. What do? Is they back up into you. I've seen people get backed up into, and of course, there's all these people that come pouring out of this car in front of them that you supposedly hit. Use caution. There are many people. If somebody is brake checking you, and everybody knows what a brake check is, car gets in front of you and hits their brakes to see if you're going to stop, they're just wanting you to hit them. Why? So because all of a sudden they're going to have a back injury and a neck injury and all these other kinds of things. It's going to happen to somebody. Please use caution. And as Shannon said, that ePass one, yeah, it popped up on mine because I use ePass all the time. Fair enough? That said, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. I'm sure I'll see you before then, but if I don't see you specifically, take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.